ఇప్పటికేం అవసరం ఇప్పుడేం వస్తుంది కనెక్ట్ చేస్తారా
should be Kartar here from Red Ribbon.
This one?
Right. Somebody on that light in between. Feeling many lights are not on today. Can you see the bulbs, lights there? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So it's a little crazy evening. Multiple things are happening at the same time. So I don't know what I'll speak also today. Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Prajanandana Yamuna Jaya Sati Nandana, Jaya Sati Nandana, Jaya Sati Nandana, Gaurari. Patita Pavana, Patita Pavana, Patita Pavana, Gaurari. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya What is today evening? Phones are coming, projector is gone, somebody is calling. Sorry bro. Thank you. Thank you. Mic also has fallen down.
That's not working.
Not working?
Straight from mobile.
How you just
HDMI.
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा तदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। काञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरकृषे नमः नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौ ब्राह्मणहिताय च जगद्हिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीनिति नामिने सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे शुकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयति गिरिं यत्कृपहतमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं श्रीपरमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरम् ओम पवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थं यतोऽपि वा यत्स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षरं श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So thank you, Provis and Mataji, for coming today to Bhakti Center. I am extremely grateful for the delayed start of the class. There were some meetings that we were doing before this, and I had to go somewhere else, for small work, and it got delayed. And on top of that, the projector is upside down. I prepared to show something. It's all here, so I think I'll spontaneously speak something today at all your cost. I don't know. So today morning, we were reading Bhagavatam. We have a Bhagavatam class online on Saturday, Sunday, on Ekadashi. On Ekadashi days, I get an opportunity to serve. So if you can pull up Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 19, verse 26. 19:26. Very good. Sometimes when our mind is troubling and we don't know what to speak, best thing is read Prabhupada purport. Right? Because Prabhupada has trained us to give a class in ISKCON. Anybody can give a class in ISKCON. Just by reading purports of Prabhupada. Right? So let us start with that, and then I'll try to share some things. Yeah. Can you go up a little? I want to see the translation. Yeah. Okay. So can somebody read? Give me the mic. Can somebody try to read the verse also? Is that okay? That's just too complicated.
श्रुत्वाकं देवयानी मेने प्रस्तोभम् आत्मनः स्त्री पुंसो स्नेहा वैक्लव्यात् परिहासं विवेरितम्. Translation by Jagannath Rath ki jai. When Devayani heard Maharaja Yayati's story of the he goat and she goat, she understood that this story, which was presented as if a funny joke for entertainment between husband and wife, was intended to awaken her to her constitutional position. Purport by Jagannath Rath ki jai. When one actually awakens from material life, one understands his real position as an eternal servant of Krishna. This is called liberation. Muktir hitvam yatha rupam swarupena vyavasthita. Bhagavatam 2.10.6. under the influence of Maya, everyone living in this material world thinks of everything. Ahankara vimulatma kartaham iti bhajate. One thinks that there is no God or controller and that one is independent and can do anything. This is the material condition. And when one awakens from this ignorance, he is called liberated. Maharaja Yayati had delivered Devayani from the well, and finally, as a beautiful husband, he instructed her with the story about the he goat and she goat, and thus delivered her from the misconception of material happiness. Devayani was quite competent to understand her liberated husband, and therefore she decided to follow him as his faithful wife.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Now here comes a story of Maharaj Yayati, who, his name is in Bhagavatam, so no doubt he is an extraordinary person, right? And why he is an extraordinary person is also mentioned in the verses, that he could put a full stop to material enjoyment. He just put a full stop to material enjoyment. And Prabhupada says he is a very extraordinary person to do so. Putting a full stop means what? You are like going and running and you're going and suddenly put a full stop saying I'm not going to go now. Right? Only great souls can do that. Not everybody can do that. Vishya vinivartante nirarasya dehna rasovarjam rasopyasya param dristvana vartate. It takes time until you get a higher taste. But here is Maharaj Yayati, who kind of negotiated with his own son. You can imagine the level of materialistic consciousness he had, that he even did not hesitate to negotiate his enjoyment with his own son. His son's name is Puru. He had many sons, but the youngest son name is Puru, because he chose the youngest son because he wants to have more youth. He got cursed by Sukracharya to lose his young age and become old. And when he went and pleaded that please forgive me for whatever nonsense I did, but don't make me old like this. Sukracharya told, I already made you old. But let me give you a concession. You can exchange your old age for somebody's young age. My God. I am sure in Kali Yuga that prediction will never be given. Because everybody will exchange. But this we are talking about thousands of years ago, when Yayati was so much for material enjoyment that he actually went to his younger son, Puru, and he told him that, Beta, you become my papa, I'll become your beta. Right? You give me your young age and I will give my old age. And look at the greatness of Puru. He said, yes, father, please take it. Who would do that? Who would do that? Because old age is very, very difficult times. Health will not cooperate, senses will not cooperate, so many problems. But still, the young boy, he told his father, yes, go ahead and take it. I'm giving you my young age. And he took the young age. And then he used that young age to have sense gratification with his wife, Devyani. And with many, many women also. 1,000 years. Bhagavatam says Sahasra, 1,000 is mentioned in one of the verses. 1,000 years he had sense gratification, mostly sexual enjoyment. And all other senses also. Fame, name, everything he enjoyed. And after enjoying for 1,000 years, he comes to his wife Devyani and he tells this chapter. Right, saying, I have realized one thing, my dear wife, that in spite of trying to enjoy this bodily enjoyment for 1,000 years, I can only see the desire is growing up. It's not extinguishing. It's only becoming more and more deeper, and more lust is coming into me. I don't know what to do with it. But I have understood one thing, that I have to surrender to Vasudeva. Because if I don't surrender to Vasudeva, there is no way I can come out of this cycle of birth and death. And I have to go to forest. I am done dusted. I am khatam. I am going to give this kingdom to my son Puru. I'll give my young age back to him and I'll take my old age back from him. And I'm going to go to the forest and completely shut off my material activities. And there Prabhupada says in the purport that everybody should endeavor to go to a forest after he's 50 years old. Or I should see my own selfie. I'm 49. I still have one more year. But Prabhupada says, don't try to go to a forest anywhere else. Go to Vrindavan. Vrindavan is also a forest. But Prabhupada says that if you still have material enjoyment, don't go to Vrindavan. If you still have the craving for enjoying your senses, don't go to Vrindavan. But if you go to Vrindavan, you will become a monkey or a pig in Vrindavan. Because if you've seen monkeys in Vrindavan, the only thing they are doing is sexual enjoyment. Pigs are also doing that, monkeys are also doing that. And if you go there, sitting in the dham, you are doing more aparad by doing the same things. That's the kind of body you will get. So Prabhupada is clearly putting in the purport. And Prabhupada, actually the translation of the purports are very close in this chapter. Whatever is there in the translation, Prabhupada has elaborated it. And Prabhupada is very clearly telling that we have to extensively serve Krishna in this life if we don't want another life. And today morning lecture, I don't know how many of you attended here, but extensively was being repeated. Extensively. Can everybody say this loudly? Extensively. Once more. Extensively. What is the meaning of this?
Doing seva whenever you want, but extensively doing it every day consistently.
Yeah. So multiple things Mataji told. One is going beyond your comfort zone. Seva extensively. Prabhupada is not saying do seva to Vasudeva. He is saying extensively do seva. Meaning it has to keep extending year after year. It has to keep growing year after year. And you should not have any more comfort zone in this material world. You have to do some things going out of your limits. And you have to continue to do that extensively, not in 1 year. Continue to do that until you die. Meaning you have to completely become Krishna conscious by the time death comes. As simple as that. Right? For an outside person, going to temple is one of the ritualistic activities. You have a desire, something is not working out, you go to a temple, you go and serve, you see the deities, you give some donation, you tell your gotram and then you tell something and it's done and okay, good. Then you feel nice, oh, it was a nice atmosphere, I got good vibrations, something like that. And then you come home and tell your children, okay, once in a while we also will go. But there's no connection. Consciousness is not connected. If you want to go back to Krishna, there is no discussion of consciousness not being connected. Will you allow, can you love somebody who is not consciously connected with you? Why will Krishna love you? Krishna loves you, no doubt. He still loves us. That is the reason we are still breathing. But then, if you want to go back to Krishna, you have to do something extraordinary. Extensively. Meaning, we have to consciously, voluntarily put an effort every year to go closer to Krishna. And we have to change the way we are. Because if we are going to continue the way we are, limiting ourselves, saying, I can only do this much, this is what I am, I think I am doing my best, Prabhuji, samjho na, I am doing my best, kisko samjha rahe ho? You are making a fool of yourself. You know that there is a lot more you can do for Krishna. You know that there is a lot more you can surrender to Krishna. And that is the mood of our Acharya, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON is so special because ISKCON keeps extensively serving Krishna year after year. ISKCON temples are growing year after year. ISKCON centers are growing year after year. ISKCON devotees are growing year after year. And these are not the devotees who just come to a temple, tell their gotram and give some donation, feel nice and go. Prabhupada said, in ISKCON we have many moons, not many stars. Many moons means what? Moon gives light. Stars, do they give light? No. Moon means they spread the light of Krishna consciousness everywhere. ISKCON, one devotee is equal to 1,000 or 10,000 devotees outside who think that they are devotees. But one devotee of ISKCON can do a lot. He can give Krishna consciousness to others. Prabhupada's journey going to America in itself is a miracle. How he went in Jaladuta, how he reached there. Today we are going to discuss a little bit about Prabhupada's journey to San Francisco. He did start in New York City, and he did go to Canada in between. His health was bad. Then some of the devotees he initiated in New York, they moved to San Francisco. Mukunda Prabhu and Janaki Mataji, they went. Young boy and girl, they're like just initiated few months, and they came to Krishna consciousness also few months before only, right? So they went in service of Prabhupada. They said, Prabhupada, we'll try to serve in the West Coast. We'll try to go and serve in the West Coast. So they went, and there they met one other couple, crazy in material life, and they became crazy in Krishna consciousness also. Malati Mataji and Shyam Sundar Prabhu, they met there. They were meeting couple after couple, right? Many more. Yamuna Mataji is also there. That's another couple. And Gurudas Prabhu, right? Gurudas Prabhu. So here is Prabhupada, he is going to the western side of America. Just imagine, 1966, 67, something like that. And nothing is there. ISKCON is so small. Few devotees in New York, few devotees in San Francisco. But the enthusiasm, extensively they were serving. So to use the word again, extensively they were serving to please Prabhupada. Malati Mataji, Shyam Sundar Prabhu, young couple, and Janaki Mataji and Mukunda Prabhu, they were serving. And Prabhupada goes to San Francisco, and he sees that devotees are being served little prasad. Then Prabhupada told Malati Mataji, I think we should serve full plate. We should serve full prasad. And everybody is looking at it. What about money? What about funds? Where should we get it? But they figure it out. Whatever their guru said, the faith that they had in Prabhupada's words, they just did it. They were like grandchildren of Prabhupada, right? They completely wanted to change themselves for Prabhupada. So they went ahead, and Malati Mataji, she was very good in building relationships with grocery stores. So she would go to one grocery store, speak to them nicely. This is nice, this is good. Oh, beautiful. Why don't you donate this? So she would go to different grocery stores and get vegetables, fruits, some through donations, some through deep discounts, and she would bring them to the temple. Little small temple kind of storefront they had, and they would cook prasadam there, and full meal was getting cooked, and by eating the full meal, many more people were coming, right? So the number of people increased in San Francisco small temple. There is a picture, no deities or anything, just a picture, and Prabhupada used to do kirtan. Prabhupada was there, and devotees were doing kirtan. Kirtan outside was already introduced in New York. They already did it in New York. So they know how to go out and do Harinam. In San Francisco also they started in a small way. And then there is this place called Golden Gate. If you have gone to San Francisco, there is this Golden Gate Park. On the other side of Golden Gate there is a park. I had been there a couple of times. On top of that park there is a place called Hippie Hill. They used to call it Hippie Hill. All hippies used to assemble there. Hippies means people who are how can you say hippies? Hippies are hippies. Who kind of revolted from the way people live. They are not satisfied. They just want to go crazy and do something. Right? There is a big definition on hippies, but understand that people who have revolted to the current way of life. Can everybody come a little in the front? People are sitting in the way. Yeah? Yeah. Don't sit on the way, Prabhu. Please come inside, because nobody can come. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so here is here are the devotees, they're going to this hippie hill to do kirtan. And they saw the response is very good on hippie hill. So Mukunda Prabhu is doing kirtan, Janaki Mataji is playing something, and Shamsundar Prabhu is doing something, and Malati Mataji is playing something. Few other new people are coming. They're taking this prasad to the hippie hill, and people are coming and nicely, slowly dancing, slowly lifting their hands. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Like a Western accent, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, like that, something like that. I don't want to imitate them, but it's a very different tune, right? And they were trying to serve. And while they're trying to serve, they saw a lot of crowd is coming. And then one day, Prabhupada got to know that there is a good response. So what they used to do, they used to go and do this kirtan in the hippie hill, and then whoever came to the kirtan, they used to bring them all to the temple. That was their plan. They'll go do the kirtan, distribute some little prasad, and everybody comes together. Okay, let's go to the temple. So they'll bring all of them to the temple. And they would come to the temple, have a full meal, have some nice more kirtan, little lecture here and there. And when Prabhupada is there, he would give a little bigger lecture. And Prabhupada saw many youngsters are getting connected in San Francisco. So then Prabhupada told, okay, one day I will come for the kirtan. So he just showed up. It was not even planned. So Prabhupada suddenly entered the hippie hill. Right? And that day, the amount of participation of youngsters just went up like anything. And one unique thing happened, without even anybody planning. They all started holding their hands and started making a circular dance around Prabhupada. I actually had all those videos to show, in the YouTube. Can you try to play them? Is it possible? They started, holding their hands, and all these youngsters, they started dancing, and they explained that is one of the most unique kirtans of Prabhupada, where Prabhupada stood up. Normally Prabhupada would sit down and do. Prabhupada even stood up, and all the boys and girls, they started holding their hands and started doing kirtan. One of those links, Prabhu, I already sent it. Yeah. Show me that. I'll play. One second. Not this one. Yeah. Play this. Sound is going to come? Some ads also will come. 1967. Yeah.
Prabhupada arrived at the airport a day or two before the Mantra Rock concert. No one knew what to expect. Mukunda and Jamuna had met Prabhupada, but none of us had met Prabhupada yet. There's my dog walking in front of Prabhupada. Ginsburg, we were, of course, delighted and could immediately see that we had made the right choice once we saw Prabhupada. He seemed to light up the whole room. We couldn't take our eyes off of him. And obviously, if he attracted our gurus like Allen Ginsberg had a great influence on most of us. He was one of the leading members of what was called the Beat Generation. He and Jack Kerouac practically single-handedly changed the consciousness of millions of young Americans with their ideas that life should be lived in a very open manner with freedoms and pursuing higher things, and throw off the old shackles. Prabhupada had the stamp of approval of the Beat Generation. He was for us. So this area,
that's the
known
hippie
as
park.
Hippie Hill.
Hippie Hill.
In San Francisco's Golden Gate Park. Almost every day, everyone would gather at Hippie Hill, and sometimes the devotees would come and chant. And this particular day was like any other day there. But as I remember entering the park, and what attracted me was the beauty and the sound of the I didn't even know at the time it was a Hare Krishna mantra. People have been chanting all around the Haight-Ashbury area for months and months prior to this. The idea that Srila Prabhupada was there that particular day just captured me. That through his sound vibration, he just reached into me, reached into my heart, and somehow or other said, this one is mine. It wasn't maybe a year or so later that I had actually started to join the temple.
Prabhupada had introduced something that all of the youth were really attracted to, and he was really something of a piper. You can see here how much everybody is participating. These are not just devotees, but all the people here in the park were completely open to this. As a matter of fact, so much so that they considered the Hare Krishna to be the hippie religion at this point in 1967 in San Francisco. So many hippies were in love with Prabhupada and in love with the devotees and considered themselves very much a part of Hare Krishna.
They did a lot of singing in the park, and so I used to come down, help out, and sing along too. They've been singing Hare Krishna since '63, and it seemed to me that almost this reinforcement they run from India. But I think at the time was that the more Swami the better, the more spiritual teachers the better. Because America seemed to associate it more active, aggressive and murderous militarism in those days. I was right in the middle of the Vietnam War, and I come home from India later, Saigon. So anybody going out on the street, particularly and singing in the street, seemed to lighten the whole American scene. That seemed like a breakthrough of joy and dancing human voice. And so it seemed like a marvelous social contribution. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
This historic footage gives us a glimpse into the first Rath Yatra celebrated in the Western world in 1967. On another track there's a kirtan that goes with this Rath Yatra, and it was the melody that goes something like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And that went for hours and hours as we sang it on the cart. A few wonderful things about this Rath Yatra were that the crowd that gathered alongside of the cart of partly hippies that knew nothing about Lord Jagannath and partly some hippies who had tasted Krishna Prasad in our temple and sampled the nectar of the holy name in our kirtans were very genuinely enthusiastic to celebrate this Rath Yatra. Lord Jagannath, Subhadra, and Balaram faced different directions on the cart. So no matter what side you were on, you were able to get face-to-face darshan of their lordships. There was a pastime with this cart where the engine of the flatbed truck that the deities were seated on stalled. And when we told that to Srila Prabhupada, he said that this was not uncommon, that the cart would stall, even if it was pulled by hand, and stop at various places along the route. So he was happy to see that somehow in San Francisco, without even knowing about this pastime, our cart stalled on the hill. The route was full length from the Haight-Ashbury all the way to the sea. And when the cart arrived at the sea, there was a very wonderful kirtan on the beach.
This is how we started. So, there is this hippie park. I'll show more videos later, but there is this hippie park, and so Prabhupada went there, and that evening was very special. Because everybody were joining hands and doing circles and dancing, and it went on for hours and hours, and Prabhupada was very happy. that wow, what a success. And looking at that, devotees also became very happy that this is a great thing. And Prabhupada went ahead and told this to East Coast. Devotees in East Coast, hey, devotees in West Coast are doing such a nice kirtan and Ippipar. What are you people doing? So Prabhupada is encouraging and motivating, both the sides, East Coast and West Coast, to do Sankirtan. And so this kirtan was going on very nicely. And one day they realized that one other band came. And they started doing the kirtan, not kirtan, some rock music or something like that, on the other side of the path. And they were so loud because they had all mic system and everything. These devotees did not have anything. They used to sing without mic. That was their kirtan. And these people had a huge band and they were doing it so loudly that at some point, devotees understood that nobody can hear us. Immediately Mukunda Prabhu started thinking, what should we do? So then he ran to one of the streets in San Francisco and he saw a music store. There he saw an amplifier, right? Something like this, and he said, okay, we're going to use this amplifier and we'll try to buy a mic, we'll try. He told, actually it is Sunday, you don't use the amplifier, right? So can you just give it for our kirtan? He just asked, and the shop fellow, I don't know what mood he was in, he said, yes, why not? You go ahead and use it, but make sure it's not broken, bring it back. So he took it and he started trying to fix it. They needed power, but power switches are too far away. It's a park and they did not have any big battery or any setup. Devotees are just enthusiastic. And there is this pastime of, they're trying to find power and they finally went and found a small generator set. Right? And the generator set name was Tiny Tiger. Tiny Tiger, so it can generate a lot of electricity, like something like that. And Mukunda Prabhu, he brought that Tiny Tiger. He said, yes, now we have fuel, we can run it and we can have, nice mic and we can do kirtan, we can be louder than those people, right? That band, so that people will still hear to our kirtan. So as soon as they started the Tiny Tiger started making so much noise. It was so loud, something like that, that they couldn't hear anything. Then one devotee said, hey, this Tiny Tiger is very nice. Nobody can hear their kirtan. Their music. Then Mukunda Prabhu said, forget about theirs. They can't hear ours also. This is not working. This tiny fellow has to be kept somewhere else. So then one other person said, okay, we have to get a long wire. So he somehow find a long cable wire. It's not that easy. These days you go on the road and you can just find one electrical shop, you buy. It's not like that. Especially in US where everything is, you don't have Kirana stores in your US, you have to go to some mall. So here is this devotee who runs and finds a big wire and then they go and keep this Tiny Tiger very far away. From there they bring the wire till here and they keep the amplifier here and then they keep the mic and then the kirtan starts. Right? So many austerities. You should understand, those devotees did not have anything. The only thing they had is a desire to please Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada was an old man. He could only give Krishna. But he was genuinely loving those devotees for all those things that they are doing. For one smile of Prabhupada, they would give their life. Just one smile. Oh, this made Swamiji happy. Like that. That is called Guru Bhakti. Even though they are born in the western side of the world, they have not seen any Gurukul system. All they saw, all they could recognize that a pure devotee is walking in midst of them and is giving bhakti. So here is Prabhupada in San Francisco and this kirtan is going on in the hippie hill. And now we have Tiny Tiger also helping, and there is a mic set and everything is going on. And Malati Mataji is very nicely, she struck a deal with many grocery stores. Every evening she is getting lots of vegetables. Somehow, somewhere she is bringing it and it is being cooked and it's being served. In midst of doing this shopping, she went one day to a gift store, foreign gift store. Some kind of antique shop. Yeah. Things from different countries, cultures are found there. There she saw little Jagannath. She doesn't know it's Jagannath. Little, so small. She felt, oh, this is from India? I'll show it to Swamiji. Maybe Swamiji will like it. Whatever it is, I don't know what it is. And then Prabhupada, was there in his room. She didn't take it to Prabhupada's room. She brought it to her house. Shyam Sundar Prabhu was there in the house. And then she brought that little Jagannath and hey, I bought something for Swamiji. It's from India, And he said, yeah, it's from India. So why don't we show it to Srila Prabhupada? Maybe he will like it. So he immediately took that and he went. They always were looking for reasons to go and spend time with Srila Prabhupada. So just took it to his room and he showed. And Prabhupada was on an easy chair, is lying down, is just chanting slowly, the legs a little upwards, was just lying down. And Shyam Sundar Prabhu just goes directly to Prabhupada. Swamiji, look at this! He shows like that. And Prabhupada looked at Jagannath. He immediately got up and immediately got up from his chair. He took hold of Jagannath. He kept it on the stool where he used to keep his books and water. He kept Jagannath there and immediately prayed prostrated obeisances to Jagannath. And everybody were wondering what's going on. Who is this personality whom we brought? Doesn't even look like a human. So different, who would recognize? And Prabhupada kept there and he paid obeisances and he got up with tears in his eyes. He said, Jagannath is here. Jagannath is here. And we're like, who is Jagannath? Jagannath is Krishna. Krishna? You told Krishna is a cowherd boy. This seems to be a very different. We can't understand what is this Jagannath. Then immediately he asked Shyam Sundar Prabhu. You said Malati brought this. Yes. Did she find 2 more personalities? They should be there if he is found. Krishna is always with those 2 other personalities. And Shyam Sundar Prabhu asked Malati Mati, did you find anything else besides? Yeah, I think there were some more colorful things. This colorful something. And Prabhupada said, please go and get them. She ran to that store, went there and she found 2 more. Baladev and Subhadra. And she bought both of them directly to Prabhupada.
First time she brought was Jagannath.
Jagannath. See, that is also great, right? Jagannath first came. Anyway, so here Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra, Prabhupada kept all 3 of them and he paid obeisances again. And then they asked, Prabhupada, who are they? I know he's Krishna, but who is he? He said, he's Krishna's brother. Who is she? She's Krishna's sister. Full family is here. And Prabhupada, first time Prabhupada narrated the story of Jagannath in San Francisco to Shyam Sundar Prabhu and Malati. And then some more devotees came and Prabhupada told who is Jagannath, why is this form of Jagannath. And Prabhupada himself remembered his own introduction to Jagannath. When Prabhupada was a small boy in the streets of Kolkata, near Malik's house where they used to live. There used to be a Radha Govind Mandir, small Radha Govind Mandir. There he and his sister, they used to go every evening. Prabhupada had a younger sister. Both of them were very close to each other, very close. Even when Prabhupada left his body, his sister was there right beside. And she used to almost look like Prabhupada only. Even face cut and everything. So from childhood they both were brought up in a very nice atmosphere. Lilamrit, if you read, so much devotional consciousness was imbibed in these 2 children, right from the childhood. His father, Gaurmohan De, was a businessman. He would come home and he would, in the evening after he comes home, he used to take puffed rice. That was his evening snack, evening dinner. And if you see Prabhupada also, he used to take puffed rice. Right, even after he grew up, after opening ISKCON also. Evening, if he has to eat, because puffed rice can be digested very easily as compared to full rice. That's like the best thing to eat in the evening, something like that. And so many things. Prabhupada, whatever way he was brought up in the childhood, the same thing he showed even after he became a sannyasi, Jagat Guru also. Like sometimes, he used to have stomach issue, like stomach diarrhea or anything. His mother would make hot puri and fried brinjal, right? And if that is served, the stomach problem would go away. And Prabhupada used to do that, even after becoming ISKCON Guru and all. Whenever his stomach is bad, okay, hot puri and fried brinjal. That used to be brought and served. So everything that Prabhupada was taught in his young age, he was the same person. Both of them, he and his sister used to play. They used to fly kites in kite time. Prabhupada, sister would hold the kite, Prabhupada would hold the rope, and he'll start running, and sister will leave the kite. If the kite doesn't fly too high, it's not flying, again it's falling. Both of them will go to Radha Govind Mandir and ask Radha Govind, please make our kite fly. Today our kite is not flying, you have to make it fly. So innocent. Right? Prabhupada, from that age, he was such a devotee. And he used to hear the pastimes of Jagannath. And from his grandmother. Grandmother would tell, who is Jagannath, Jagannath Puri Rath Yatra. She used to tell. And Prabhupada would go to the train station. He used to see, how can I go to Jagannath Puri from Kolkata? And he saw the tickets. How can I go to, because he used to hear Krishna Leelas. So I want to go to Vrindavan or I want to go to Jagannath Puri. Ticket to Vrindavan in those days was 6 rupees. And ticket to Jagannath Puri was 4 rupees. Right? So Prabhupada used to wonder, when will I get this money? Who will take me to Jagannath Puri? Prabhupada never went to Jagannath Puri in his young age. When he became a little elder, then he went. When he went to Jagannath Puri, he saw Jagannath, everything. So he developed a desire for doing Rath Yatra at a very young age. Because it's a very exciting thing to do. The way his grandmother narrated, Jagannath is made, big cart. And in Kolkata, they used to do Jagannath Rath Yatra in many places. And he knew what is it, but he wanted to do it by himself. So Prabhupada, he told his father, I want to do Jagannath Rath Yatra. So his father told, you are too small, Abhay. How can you do Jagannath Rath Yatra? No, I want my own cart. I want my own cart. Like children ask for toys, he was asking for cart. Once his relative or somebody, they brought a pistol. And Prabhupada was crying, I want that pistol. As a child, right, we all had the pistols. So Prabhupada was, I want another pistol, 2 pistols, pat, like this. He used to take that and run on the street. So for a small child, a pistol is a toy. And for Prabhupada, Jagannath cart was something that he craved for. And he told his father, I want a cart, we will do Jagannath Rath Yatra. Time is coming, now we should do. And his father told, okay, let me try to find a Rath for you. So they went to the carpenter. The carpenter quoted a big price. This model, this. Oh, it will cost this much. Like that he told. And immediately Gormon, they said, no, this is too much. I can't afford this much. Chalo, Abhay, let's go home. Abhay was like, no! My Rath, you told you'll buy me. What about my Rath? He said, no, Abhay, I can't afford that. It's very expensive. So we will attend to some other Rath. No, I want my Rath. So he was literally dragging our founder Acharya. His father was holding his hand and dragging him. And he was crying on the road. No, you told you'll buy me my Rath. What about my Rath? What about my Jagannath Rath Yatra? And one lady saw that. Near to his house, one lady on the street, she saw, why is the child crying like that? Why is his father dragging him like that? He asked, Abhay Babu, Gormon Babu, what is going on? Why is your son crying like that? Then he told, my son, he wants to do Jagannath Rath Yatra. He wants a Rath. I can't afford that Rath. It's very expensive. So I told him, I can't afford it now. Then she immediately told, no. I have some small Rath. I can give you. I have small one. I don't know if you like it or not. So she took Gormonde and our Abhay Babu to her house, and she, from somewhere in the house, she pulled out a Rath that was just 2 feet tall, 2.5 feet tall, a small Rath that can be pulled. And she asked, will this work for you? And Abhay Babu was very happy for Srila Prabhupada. Oh, wow, very nice. I got my Rath. And his father told, yes, you can use it. Good. So then it has to be painted also. His grandmother was so good in telling the Leela of Jagannath, she even explained how the Rath is painted. And he and his sister together painted the entire Rath. Prabhupada and his sister. Small details, the swans. If you see the Prabhupada, the Jagannath Rath, it has swans on it. And even the 2 horses in the front. Prabhupada told, I want horses also. His father was like, what? You? No, I want all the detail. My grandmother told like this, Rath has to be perfect. So everything, he made it happen and the whole Rath was made. And that was the first Rath Yatra of Srila Prabhupada. At such a young age, he was pulling the Rath. And then he was dancing and his sister was playing kartal and his friends and his mridanga and all that was the kind of culture Prabhupada saw. And here is Prabhupada, maybe after 70 years of this in San Francisco, looking at Jagannath, Baldev and Subhadra, and he told, they have come here. Jagannath has come here. And he asked, can somebody carve them? I'll guide how to carve. Can somebody carve them? They're looking at each other and Shyam Sundar Prabhu said, I'm a carpenter. I can do this. Swamiji, tell me how to do. So immediately Prabhupada took a paper and he drew Jagannath. Of course, the deity was there, small, but they're not accurate. But Prabhupada knew exactly how Jagannath looks like because he did Rath Yatra, he knows everything. So he told, Rath, the Jagannath should be like this. No Rath. He only spoke about, he didn't speak about Rath Yatra, he only spoke about Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. And he said, make these deities. Can you do that? So he told which color, where, everything he told. And then the design was given and Shyam Sundar Prabhu took that and he said, okay, how much time will it take? It will take these many days. No, try to make it quick. If you can make it quick. We want Jagannath to be here. Jagannath is already here. Big size Jagannath. So Shyam Sundar Prabhu said, okay, I'll make it. So, but Prabhupada was very eager. He would ask every other day, how much you finished? How much you finished? Yes, Swamiji, it is happening, it's happening. One day without telling, Prabhupada went to his house. And Shyam Sundar Prabhu is making the deity. And he used to smoke also. So the hippies, they used to do all kinds of things. So he's smoking and he kept, while he's keeping the cigarette and is, carving, and between he has to keep it aside, he kept it on Baladev. And he's carving. Prabhupada went, he saw, of course not fully finished, but almost finished Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. And then he saw a cigarette on top of Baladev. He told Shyam Sundar Prabhu, why do you want this cigarette between you and Krishna? You don't want to keep anything between you and Krishna. You just let this go and you can bring Krishna very close to you. Something like that. I don't know the exact words. I heard it long time ago. And Shyam Sundar Prabhu says that was the last cigarette he touched. Right? He just picked up that cigarette, he threw it. It's not easy. It's not easy. That was the gratitude he carried for Srila Prabhupada. He threw the packet and then he started carving the entire deity. And Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra were ready. They're ready. And now Prabhupada said, okay, now we have to do Aarti. What? What we have to do? Aarti. What is Aarti? When Prabhupada had to introduce Aarti to the devotees. For the first time, Prabhupada never taught Aarti in New York. He had a makeshift, temple kind of a thing and storefront, and now he had deities, actual deities, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. And Prabhupada said, we'll do Aarti. So Prabhupada had an Aarti plate, he somehow managed some of the ingredients, maybe bought it, did it, I don't know the details, but the Aarti started. So devotees would get up in the morning, they would do Aarti of Jagannath. So actually Jagannath deity is so special in our ISKCON society that, it's one of the first Aartis that was done for deities, and devotees were taught about Aarti. And Prabhupada told, now that we have deities, we need to have altar also. We need to have altar. So Prabhupada told, what is the altar? What is the altar? Altar means a temple. You need to have, for deities. Then he designed that also. And they made with that wood. In those days, the American boys and girls, Provision Masters, they don't know anything. They have not seen India. They have no view of what is a temple, what is Krishna, nothing, everything, whatever Prabhupada is saying. They made that altar. And one of the devotees became very enthusiastic. He said, please Prabhupada, he got these blinking lights and he fixed them inside the altar. And Jagannath is kept and like disco. Prabhupada looked at that and said, beautiful. Beautiful. He's trying to encourage the devotees. See the merciful nature of Prabhupada. He is trying to cultivate this children, young children. It was beautiful. Here we have the Aarti of Jagannath. So here is parallelly Jagannath is there, and then Prabhupada told this San Francisco is in the shore of an ocean, and Jagannath Puri is also in the shore of an ocean. So this is not San Francisco anymore, it is New Jagannath Puri. Prabhupada told like So that is how San Francisco was named as New Jagannath Puri. Even now if you go to the temple, it's written New Jagannath Puri, New Dwarka. LA is New Dwarka, like that. So Prabhupada is to name each place according to the vision that he used to see. When he went to ISKCON Denver, he saw Rocky Mountains. He said New Badrikashram. It's New Badrikashram, if you go to ISKCON Denver, Rocky Mountains. Anyway, so here is Jagannath is there, and then devotees are doing kirtan in this hippie hill, and tiny tiger is playing its role of supplying electricity, and the kirtan is going on. And one day, devotees became a little ecstatic. What did they do? They felt, why is Jagannath alone in the temple? Why don't we take him with us to the hippie hill? So they took Jagannath DT. They lifted Jagannath DT, they took him to hippie hill. And they just kept him on the ground. And all of them sat around it and Hare Krishna, that Western tune is going on. Right? Then Jagannath is happy. Jagannath is always smiling, he's so happy. Prabhupada comes to the temple and he sees Jagannath is not there. Where is Jagannath? And then, then one of the devotees says, they took him, they took Jagannath to, the Kirtan, hippie hill. Prabhupada literally walked there and then he saw they kept Jagannath on the ground. DT, worshipable installed DT. Prabhupada installed the DT. He did fire yajna. He did everything before the Jagannath was installed in the altar. The installed DT is outside. And then Prabhupada, of course, it's an offense to do all these things. It's not even a date. Everything goes by muhurta. So Prabhupada, he goes to this, he saw the Jagannath sitting there and everybody is dancing. Prabhupada just went there and sat beside the deity. He didn't scold anybody. He just sat there and he started singing the kirtan. He started singing the kirtan, it became dark, and then the devotee said, okay, now it's time to go to the temple. They lifted Jagannath and they were bringing Jagannath, they brought it to the temple. After keeping the deity back in the temple, then Prabhupada told, my dear boys and girls, this is not a way to do things. This is not a way to take a deity. At least you should put a cloth on which you should keep Jagannath. Can you imagine what Prabhupada is dealing with? A pure devotee, a Vaishnava coming from Vrindavan, somebody already translated first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So knowledgeable sannyasi is dealing with boys and girls, but he only saw the enthusiasm in them. And he told Mukunda Prabhu that, this Jagannath looks like Jagannath has a desire to go out now. Right? He wanted to go out, so he has gone out now. So, and then Mukunda Prabhu said, okay, so this is how we can go. He said, no, there is a way to take. There is a date, of the year. There is a muhurta. You can't just take Jagannath just like that. And Prabhupada just left the day like that. It got over. Night happened. Slept. Next day morning, when Mukunda Prabhu came to Prabhupada's room, Prabhupada was standing near the window. He was standing near the window and looking outside at the street. And there was a flat, big truck standing outside. And Prabhupada was looking at the truck. And then Mukunda Prabhu came and Prabhupada told, there's so much trucks. Do you see the truck? Like that Prabhupada. Do you see the truck? Mukunda Prabhu said immediately, oh, I'm sorry Prabhupada, we had to take this temple in this place only. What to do? So much traffic is there. This is the best place we could find. Later on we'll go to another place. No. I'm asking you, do you see the truck? Yes, Prabhupada, we see the truck. I know it's making a lot of noise, lot of dust also. But no, that's not the point. Do you see the truck? Yes, I can see the truck. Immediately Prabhupada pulled a paper. He drew the truck. And then he drew the shape of Jagannath cart on that truck. Right? Like he drew it when he was a small child. Right? He drew it and said, Mukunda Prabhu, why don't we do Jagannath Rath Yatra? I said, what yatra? What is this Rath Yatra? Because you know Krishna, you know Jagannath, you told whole Leela of Neelachala and everything you told. But what is Rath Yatra? Then Prabhupada explained, okay, everybody sit down. I'll tell you what is Rath Yatra. So Prabhupada spoke, Krishna went to Kurukshetra along with his brother and sister. There the gopis of Vrindavan came and they became very ecstatic. Are you showing something? It's coming in. Yeah. So, what was I saying? Yeah, so Krishna went to Kurukshetra at the time of eclipse and they all were there in this holy place. And Rath Yatra, the gopis came and they wanted to take Krishna back to Vrindavan. They did not want to see Krishna anymore with this Yadus. Let's go back. Bahut ho gaya. He came from our Vrindavan forest, let's go back. So the Rath Yatra is a representation of taking back Krishna to Vrindavan. Prabhupada explained what is Rath Yatra. And then he said, can we do this Rath Yatra? Right? And he's talking to all young boys and girls who are just few months in introduction to Krishna and they're already speaking about Rath Yatra. And they said, okay, let's try to make. So, but see, they only need to know what Prabhupada wants and after that they'll go ecstatic. Right? We use the word extensively serving Krishna. This is that extensively. We should learn from the disciples of Prabhupada. As soon as they told, they kept a meeting. Okay, so Prabhupada wants a Rath. So Rath, the design also he gave. So this Rath was very unique. Jagannath is facing the front, Baladev is facing the left, Subhadra is facing the right. The three directions everybody can see. So they decided, okay, let us make the Rath ready. Right? So they went and saw where would we find the kind of wood to make this kind of, and they went to this place where they dismantled the boats, the dismantling yard of boats. So there are huge logs of wood were there. So with that, they somehow made the Rath. Rath is ready. Now we have to do the Rath Yatra. Prabhupada said, no wait, there is a date for that. Muhurta I'll tell. So Prabhupada called in those days India and he found out what is the right Muhurta and everything. The 9 days when Jagannath goes out, something like that. I don't know the exact details, but Prabhupada found the right Muhurta. And then he said, okay, on this day, the Rath Yatra will happen. Right? And then everybody were excited. And Mukunda Prabhu was excited. He said, now we are going to play the band on the Rath. The whole amplifier will go on the Rath. Right? And we'll keep the teeny tiger on the Rath. And we'll play it. And they did all that one day before. And what did they realize? The teeny tiger is making a lot of loud noise. They kept Jagannath there, teeny tiger beside, the generator. It's making so much noise they can't hear the kirtan only. They said then we have to keep the teeny tiger. It produces so much smoke, you can't keep anywhere inside also. Right? It has to be kept outside only. And if we keep it outside, it's making so much noise. And it has a wire, it can't be carried also. What we should do? See, it was a truck. And truck had a place where driver can sit, right? Shyam Sundar Prabhu was the driver. So Shyam Sundar Prabhu said, I don't think I have a choice now. You have to keep the teeny tiger beside me only. In the front, there are two seats, driver seat and the passenger seat beside. Keep him beside. Mukunda Prabhu said, what, are you crazy or what? It is so hot. It produces so much heat, so much smoke. How do you think you keep it beside you? And so much noise. Shyam Sundar Prabhu said, what we can do? We don't have any other alternative. We have to keep it beside me only. But I have an idea. What is that idea? One other person sit this side. Whenever the heat increases, smoke increases, we'll bring down the windows. And when the smoke is gone outside, again we'll bring up the windows. And by closing the windows, the sound will not go outside. Once in a while, sound will come. Whenever I bring down the windows, sound will come. Then after that, the sound will not come. They did that. Can you imagine the kind of austerity that is? They were not even thinking what they are risking for Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada has to be happy. So the teeny tiger was brought inside, like that, the huge sound, huge smoke. And Shamsundar Prabhu is, bring it up. The smoke is gone. Okay, now put it up. It's disturbing. Right? And the kirtan is starting. And the truck is moving. He is driving the truck. And the teeny tiger is creating all smoke and sound. And behind devotees are there. And they are serving whatever they made. They are serving there outside. And Prabhupada is happy. And then the Rath went. And in between, if somebody has gone to San Francisco, it's a very hilly place. It's not a straight city like New York or other places. Hills are like this, like that, like this, like that. Really steep high. And one place, the truck was going, suddenly it stopped. Zoom, it started going back. There were people behind. They all would be crushed and died, just trying to press the brake. They stopped the brake. And then the engine is not starting. They're trying to start the engine, it's not starting. Hey, what should we do now? Let's try to push it. No, we can't push a truck. It has to go only. Then it kept on going. And Kirtan is going on. They should not know. Teeny Tagore is shouting. All that is going on. In between, they're trying to do the truck and it started. It started. Let move. Then again they go up. Then again it go at certain place. It stops. Yamuna Mataji goes and tells, to Prabhupada, Swamiji, today the engine stalled. We couldn't even go ahead. Prabhupada said, Jagannath does all these things in Jagannath Puri. I'm not surprised. Even in Jagannath Puri, even in the times of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Rath would stop. Pratap Rudra would call 20 elephants, pull the Rath, and the Rath would not move. Because Jagannath wants to stay there. And the Rath will move only when Jagannath will allow it to be moved. So same pastime is happening here. In fact, they did all the arrangements of Rath Yatra. Before the Rath Yatra day, it was raining and pouring like anything. Entire thing was clouded. And Prabhupada already gave a muhurta. Rath Yatras to happen. And he explained devotees were so much in anxiety. Even the morning of Rath Yatra, it was pouring and thick clouds were there. And one devotee says, Prabhupada landed that day in the airport. And they brought Prabhupada in the car. It was still raining from the airport. And Prabhupada, door opened, Prabhuji's and Mataji's. The door opened in the car. Prabhupada kept his feet down and the sun came out. And devotees say, it's the memories of Srila Prabhupada. You all should watch this series called Memories of Srila Prabhupada. They are there in YouTube. Just go type Memories of Srila Prabhupada. And so many videos, more than 200 videos are there. 10 minutes, 15 minutes clips where they share all these personal, details. So one devotee is saying, it was like sun came and the darkness went away when Prabhupada kept his feet in San Francisco. And the Rath Yatra happened. And the beautiful Rath Yatra that happened, and Prabhupada was so happy looking at devotees for what they were doing. So much effort. One day, Mukunda Prabhu, he used to do kirtan, and in between he used to give a small talk on the hippie hill. So he holded the amplifier, the mic, and he started giving a talk. This Vietnam war that is going on has kept everybody in anxiety. How do you think you lose this anxiety? Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Only by serving him you can go out of anxiety. So he closed his eyes. And he was in deep ecstasy, and he was going ahead and telling all these things in between the kirtan. And suddenly somebody came and punched him on the face. Talk like this. He fell on the ground. Mukunda Prabhu. Who punched him? He didn't even know what happened because he closed his eyes. He was telling. And then he saw one big lady was standing there. She punched him. So, what happened? She said, how can you shout like this on this park? It is disturbing all the people. I am seeing this for many days now. You are bringing this mic and you are shouting and creating so much disturbance. How can I do that? Like that. She punched him. And all the other devotees, Janaki Mataji, Shamsundar Prabhu, Malati Mataji, and so many others, shocked. What is going on? And he didn't even recover from the shock that he got punched. Mukunda Prabhu was like, what just happened? He was like, madam, we are just doing nice kirtan for everybody. Do you have permission? You don't have permission. I'll go and get the police. Right now, we'll go and get the police. And he didn't know what's going on. He said, okay, but we are doing this for many days. We have permission. No, you don't have permission. I'll go and get the police. So she went away, and then she was not seen. So this time Mukunda Prabhu was like looking at what just happened. He said, okay, now we'll continue to do what we are doing. Maybe she's gone. And Mukunda Prabhu again started doing the kirtan. Right? But this time he kept his eyes open. I don't want to be punched again. So he kept his eyes open. He was doing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. And after some time that lady came again. She brought the police fellow. He is the person. He's doing this. So much nuisance in the park. He's doing so loud. I'm observing this. He's doing this. Mukunda Prabhu is calmly doing the kirtan. And the police person comes. So, gentlemen, do you have permission to do all that thing you are doing in the Golden Gate Park, in the Hippie Hill here? He said, yes, I have permission. The lady was shocked. Really? And he pulled a paper out. And he gave the paper to the policeman. The policeman opened the paper. And actually there was permission. Devotees were also shocked. Maybe only few knew. But there was something written, yeah, you can do this chanting of the mantra and policeman saying, they have the permission, my dear lady, they have the permission. No, they don't have permission. They have permission. There is a permission here. And then they gave the paper back to Mukunda Prabhu. Mukunda Prabhu was very happy. Yes, I have the permission. And then the lady was like so angry and she didn't know what else to do. But the policeman looked at that lady and he told Mukunda Prabhu, gentlemen, can you do it? Can you do this music, kirtan, a little mild? Can you be a little soft? Mukunda Prabhu said, of course, I can do that. We can do many tunes. So he started a very mild kirtan nicely, right? And then the kirtan continued. So many austerities, devotees took for Srila Prabhupada, getting beaten up, people chasing them for money, taking places, renting them, struggling to meet the ends, all for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. And yeah, it's a huge. Can you play another video? I'll show you. Here Prabhupada explains the importance of Rath Yatra, right? To those hippies in those days. Yeah. Small video. Yeah, you can play this.
SIP of 10,000 for 20 years and 12% every month. Sounds good.
Please everybody attentively hear this. Jai Jagannath.
Festival is a mass movement for enlightening people to this Krishna consciousness. If anyone sees on the car Jagannath, Subhadra, and Baladev, then he does not
forward
give birth again in this material world.
video forward
On this day, Lord Krishna, when he was present on this earth, he attended a solar eclipse ceremony at Kurukshetra, and Krishna along with his brother Balaram and Subhadra sister came to visit the Kurukshetra field. The Kurukshetra land is still present in India. If someday you go to India, you find that Kurukshetra land is there. So this Rath Yatra ceremony is performed in commemoration of Krishna's visiting Kurukshetra with his brother and sister. Lord Jagannath, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was in ecstasy. He was in the mood of loving spirit. like Radharani. So he was thinking, Krishna, please come back again to Vrindavan. She was dancing before the Rath Yatra, is chanting of Hare Krishna. Gradually, everything will be revealed unto you and you will understand your relationship with Krishna. Jagannath means the proprietor or the master of all these movements. He is Jagannath. And Balabhadra, Balaram. Bala means strength and Rama means enjoyment. So Balaram means who gives you spiritual strength for enjoying eternal blissful life is Balaram. And Subhadra, Su means auspicious and Bhadra means well-being. Subhadra, Jagannath and Balaram combined together are present before you to reclaim you from your miserable condition of life. That is the purpose of this Rath Yatra festival. If anyone sees on the car Jagannath, Subhadra and Baladev, then he does not take birth again in this material world. See, it is very important message. Those of you who are feeling frustration and confused, kindly take to this chanting Hare Krishna. There is no expenditure, there is no loss. We are not charging anything. It is not a business that we are asking you to pay something because I am giving this information. No, it is freely distributed. You please chant this Hare Krishna mantra 24 hours. You can walk and at the same time chant this Hare Krishna mantra. If you kindly accept this as a humble instruction that wherever you may be, in whatever position, in whatever condition, you kindly chant these 16 names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chant again.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
To think.
Haribol, Hare Krishna. So sweetly Prabhupada is explaining the importance of Rath Yatra. And Prabhupada and Matajis, we in this Dechuvali Satsang are trying to serve Srila Prabhupada. Trying to extensively serve Srila Prabhupada, even though we can't. We have no qualification. We don't know how to serve, but under the guidance of His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu and many other senior devotees, especially His Holiness Bhakti Prem Swami Maharaj, who is very merciful. He encourages us for Jagannath Rath Yatras. Right? So many devotees with lots of blessings. We here started with one Rath Yatra in my home Avatar, a small Rath cart. Somehow Praveen Prabhu, not Praveen Prabhu anymore, Prananatha Krishna Prabhu. Haribol. So Prananath Krishna Prabhu brought this small wooden Rath, and he told, and as soon as he told this Rath is there, we said we'll do Rath Yatra. None of us knew how to do the Rath Yatra. It was more crazier than the hippie hill. But he said we'll do Rath Yatra. Where will we do? I used to live in my home Avatar, one apartment that time. So we'll do it in my home Avatar. Where are the deities? We already have the deities. Let's keep the deities. And it was just COVID. COVID was at its peak, just went down. First wave went down. Second wave did not start. He said, we'll do Rath Yatra. And on that small cart, I still have that video. Such a beautiful, small effort. And My wife, where is my wife? My wife is there? Okay. So she told we should cook for 500 people because our congregation was barely 100, something like that. Not even 100, 80, 70, 80. Small congregation. That time we said, okay, let us do. But I was like, Jagannath Rath Yatra we are doing, first time in our life. And so many people live in my home avatar. We should cook for 1,000 people. My wife told you, it's crazy or what? Who will come? I said, no. The next day I felt, no, even 1,000 is not enough. We should cook for 2,000 people. And just COVID got over. People are still wearing masks. Right? And it was not something to pull off it during that time when people are like having so many reservations to come out of their houses, able to touch each other, look at each other, they're still wearing masks. Just before the second wave actually. And we said we are going to do this Rath Yatra. We told the MC, we'll do the Rath Yatra, a small Rath Yatra, we'll bring the Rath. They were like, okay, do it. They didn't know what to expect out of it. Even we didn't know what to expect out of it. So we kept the Rath, we kept the deities, we did the Pahandi, small Rath. We kept the deities inside. And then we started pulling the Rath. And I convinced somehow, I told Karthik Prabhu, 2,000 people khichdi, bananai. My wife was shouting it. Who will eat that? I said, I will eat it, don't worry. We will eat, don't worry. We'll cook. And then when the Rath started, it started to rain. It was not like a rain, it was drizzling rain. How many were there in the Rath Yatra? You all were there, right? Slight drizzle. We're just looking up. All our clothes are soaked with slight drizzle. It was like pouring, right? We're like, Jagannath, you are allowing us to do Rath Yatra. And then we said, okay, let us continue. And we started from the temple. We were around 70, 80 of us. And then suddenly another 100 people came. We don't know from where. Inside the community. And then we started going to one building, going across the buildings. It's a huge place, almost 1.5 kilometers of Rath movement. And it's a small Rath made of wood. Small Rath made of wood. We don't even know whether we are pulling it correctly. And then we're pulling it, and then we started serving the prasad behind the Rath. We had a trolley on that we kept the prasad and started serving. And it was getting over. I said, one more bowl, one more big bhagona. It's getting over. We are going to 3rd block, 5th block, 6th block. Prasad is getting over. And by the time we reach back the temple, 2,000 people, prasad is over. Finish. First Rath Yatra. And we don't know what's going on. And we were just dancing and we were like, we forgot that, COVID existed. We forgot everything. And people started dancing. From nowhere, Jagannath pulls everybody down. Entire My Home avatar, that community never saw that kind of festival in their life that till now they would never see. Jagannath Rath Yatra became a highlight festival. And we brought this Rath back and devotees were so crazy that Jagannath is there, we are pulling the Rath and we are pulling like this, pulling like this, pulling like that. That's a poor wooden Rath. And then seeing this, some devotees, our Sundar Keshav Prabhu, Subbara Prabhu, he told, we should do this Rath Yatra in green dress also. So morning it got over, now we can do the Rath Yatra in evening, in green dress. So okay, we'll take the Rath there. The craziness, there's no end to craziness. We said we'll do that. We took the Rath to green dress. First time only, this is the Rath? Yeah, that is the Rath. That is the Rath. Can you put the music? Put the music. Why are you not keeping the music? This is the first Rath Yatra. And I am the one who edited this video. I don't know how.
Anu. Ayana Patagami, Ayana Patagami, Bharatune. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Haribo! This was sweet memories, Prabhu. This is the first Rath Yatra we did. We didn't know how to. We just did it. And the best part is, this Rath was taken in the evening to Green Grace and the Rath broke. Because we pulled the small Rath so much, the front wheels broke. And what they did? In Green Grace apartment, they lifted the Rath from the top. Wheels behind are there, front wheels are not there. They pulled it and they finished the Rath Yatra. That is how we did the second Rath Yatra. This was in which year, bro? 2021, I think, yeah. In 2021, we did 2 Rath Yatras. I think in 22, we did 7 Rath Yatras. In 2024, we did 13 or 14 Rath Yatras. 2024 we did more than 20 Rath Yatras. And 2025 we did 40 Rath Yatras. You all did it. everyone here, Dasraj Prabhu and Praveen Rathore Prabhu, Panduranga Priya Prabhu. Right? All of them put so much effort. Arvind Prabhu, Mahesh Prabhu, now is Madhav Charan Prabhu, Haribo. Everybody put their efforts. We came forward. We said, what Prabhupada did for us is he brought Jagannath into ISKCON. Otherwise, how would we know who is Jagannath? How would we know the joy of Jagannath Rath Yatra? And then we started repeating the same thing. We started repeating it, place and place, place and place. And then last year, we started doing we were doing Rath Yatras in gated communities. That in itself is a revolution. I don't know, nobody did it before. We just did it and started working. No police permissions, no road restrictions, right? Just take the Rath. And best part is, so many people from the gated community will come down and participate. You do the Rath Yatra on the road, who will come? Barely people will stop. You start with 200 people, you end with 200 people. 2-3 people will come, they take prasad and go. But gated community, it's different. You start the Rath, people will start coming from their houses, building after building. And at one point, in this small Rath Yatra, there were more than 600 people around the Rath. Right? And their grandmothers are coming, grandchildren are coming, family is coming, do an arti, bringing something, bringing a fruit. It's so personal. We didn't realize it's going to be such a big success. Jagannath wanted it to be like that. And we started doing this Rath Yatra. Bro, don't browse for something. So we just did this Rath Yatra. And then last year, like this, around the same time maybe, an idea popped up. What about doing Rath Yatra in a school? Can we do Rath Yatra in a school? School has so many children. There's so many festivals being done in a school. Janmashtami is celebrated in school. I don't know if Ram Navami is not, I don't know. Christmas is celebrated in school. Halloween, I don't know why they do that, but so many festivals. Why not Jagannath Rath Yatra? Jagannath Rath Yatra is actually the biggest festival on the planet. More than 10 lakh people assemble to do this particular festival. That is great cultural introduction. So we made this brochure. Can you hear the brochure? So out of the blues, the idea popped up. I discussed with some of the wonderful devotees here. and I made some PPT presentation. I gave it to Lakshmikant Prabhu, and Lakshmikant Prabhu came up with a brochure with school, Jagannath Rath Yatra for schools. And then, just give one point. And here is the brochure. Last year we did this. Jagannath Rath Yatra in schools. And then we started going one by one. Mataji, Shalu Mataji, where is she? Yeah, Mataji is there. Padma Mataji, Padma, Krovi Mataji, I don't know if she's here. So, one by one, they started going and they started visiting the schools. We got so many disappointments. Because we are a secular country, or secular country, whatever you call it. No, God cannot be brought into school. You cannot do that. What about Christmas? What about Santa? Whether he exists or not, he is brought. Right? Why not Jagannath? What is the problem in doing this? No, it's a big problem. I almost gave up. I said, Krishna, okay, we want to serve. Prabhupada told, serve extensively. We're trying to serve extensively. Nothing is working. And then Lavanya Mataji called. What is her name now? Lavanga? Lalita Madhavi Mataji. Yes, Lalita Madhavi Mataji. Lalita Madhavi Mataji. She called me and said, Prabhuji, there is one school, they want to do Rath Yatra. I said, really? Which school? It's a small Montessori school. Where 40 children are there. 30 to 40 children are there. That owner of that school comes to our satsang. And we told we want to do Rath Yatras in the school. She wants the Rath Yatra in the school. And then I was thinking, उतने छोटे स्कूल में क्या करेंगे रथ यात्रा? What Rath Yatra will do in such a small school? 30 children. You make them stand in a line, they won't even go till that glass. Right? What will you do with 30 children? Then, the falsi go inside. Krishna was testing what this fellow wants. This fellow wants fame, name. This fellow wants popularity, that he did Rath Yatra in a school. What does this fellow want? He already humbled in all the ways. All schools rejected. Any school we went, right, it rejected. Then we said, okay, let us try. Then it is not working. Then this Mataji calls me and says, I told Mataji, let me think and get back to you. Because already we are doing too many community Rath Yatra. 30 Rath Yatras already we are doing. I don't know how to fit in. I thought of this idea, but let me think. My ego was not allowing me. Because, छोटा सा Rath Yatra क्या करेंगे? बड़ा करने का. So we should do big. We'll make a video and we'll show and all that. All anarthas are sitting inside. Then again the Mataji called me. Lalita Madhavi Mataji said, Prabhuji, have you decided? I said, I think Jagannath has decided. Who am I to stop Jagannath from going for a Rath Yatra in a school? I said, Mataji, we are doing our first school Rath Yatra. Yes, Mataji, we are doing it. So she said, okay, so I will confirm to the teacher. So how are you going to do it? Tell me the process. I don't know the process. I said, okay, we are going to start around 8 o'clock. We'll bring the Rath and we'll keep Jagannath in it, and then children will pull and we'll have small aarti before that, and then etc. etc. How much does it cost? We had a small Rath. We have big Rath and a small Rath. They said, we'll use the small Rath. It's a small colony in Chandanagar. We'll pull the Rath through the colony. And the parents of the children will come. Okay, 30 children, their parents together, almost 90 people now. Okay, good. Small Rath, 90 people, I think we can manage. And as soon as we said yes to the small Rath Yatra, Prabhuji and Mataji, see, Krishna is there. He's there. We can feel it when he's serving. As soon as I told, yes, we'll do this, and we budgeted and we scheduled it, immediately after that, Shalu Mataji calls me and says, Prabhuji, there is one Neeraj public school. They want to conduct Rath Yatra. I approached them, they said, okay. Really? Okay. So we have 30 Rath Yatras, plus one Sprout School, Montessori, plus one Neeraj public school. And then she said, then Anil Prabhu and both of them said, no, they have a brother and a sister. Both of them also have schools. One is in Gun Foundry, one is in another place. They also want to do Rath Yatra. So wait a second. 1 plus 3. They are big schools. 1,000 children. Really? Now biggest tension. How to handle 1,000 children? I don't know how the Rath Yatra will go. We have no clue how the Rath Yatra will go. said, okay, Jagannath, you want to go, so let us schedule. Immediately after that, I think it was Pavan Prabhu, and he spoke to some people in RSS who have this Vidya Niketan schools, Vidya Bharati schools is one of the brand of RSS group. So they said, we want to do Rath Yatra. I said, okay, we'll do Rath Yatra. How many? We have 5 schools. I said, wait a second. 5 schools? I was thinking school Rath Yatra will try. We'll just test the waters, how it will go. And then 5 schools. 3 plus 5, 8. Plus 1, 9, Montessori. Bus. No, one more. Sriram Public School in Manikonda. No, not Manikonda, Bachpalli. Okay, 10. Then Prabhuji again. No, Prabhu, there is one. No. Jagannath, I know you want to go, but we can't handle this. We are already a small team. We are doing 30 Rath Yatras in communities. We don't have any strength, Jagannath, to do this, but you want to do. So let us do on weekdays. So we have 30 Rath Yatras in 3 days in communities. Can you imagine 30 Rath Yatras in 3 days? Rath Yatra, I'm not talking about Chichubuti bomb. Rath Yatra means Rath has to be there, it has to be decorated, permissions have to be taken, have to be brought. There has to be a crowd, there is a pandal, there is prasadam, there is planning, there is decoration, there is deities, there is so much. Security, police permissions, MCs in the community, so much going on. And we are doing 30 of them. And we are, how many are we? Sometimes devotees look so many. Exactly time of service, nobody appears. And I'm sure everybody has the experience of this, right? Prabhuji, I am there, Prabhu, Dasanudas. Next day morning, where are you? Prabhu, I'm coming, Prabhuji. Where are you? When will you come? 5 minutes, Prabhuji. 2 hours. Where are you? Coming on the way, Prabhuji. Finish. We don't know. Everybody is burnt out. 3 days, 30 Rath Yatras. Big, huge. And everybody does it very ecstatically. Right? Every Rath Yatra is unique. In Manikonda Ramalayam, in that colony, Mataji's do Rath Yatra. Pallavi Mataji, Lalita Madhavi Mataji, and Yamuna Mataji, they are doing. Dasraj Prabhu is doing somewhere in Chandanagar. Pavan Prabhu, I don't know where he is doing. He is everywhere. 8 hours Rath Yatra is doing. People had to pull the deities and bring it out. You do your Rath Yatra without deities, we are going. So ecstasy. People are doing all. And in between schools, when to do schools? Weekdays. So the best part about school Rath Yatra, it starts at 8 o'clock, gets over at 10 o'clock. Assembly time, Rath Yatra is done. None of us did it. I said, okay, let us try. Let us try to do these Rath Yatras. Now I'll play a video of these 10 Rath Yatras we did. Right? So Prabhuji can play. Yeah. It was out of the blues. It turned out to be a great success. Where the teachers are dancing with the principal is dancing with the chairman, nursery children are dancing with the upper grade children. It's everywhere. School with ground, school with no ground, school with nothing. Rath outside the school, Rath on the roads, Rath inside the school. All combinations we did. Krishna made sure all combinations are covered in the Rath Yatras. Haribol. Hare Krishna. So we pulled it off. There are big videos of this actually. This is a short teaser we created for this year. So this year, we want to expand this. Are you all want to expand this school Rath Yatras? Yeah. Just imagine children doing Rath Yatras. Will they forget this Rath Yatra for the rest of their life? First grade child is doing, then he comes to second grade. Next year it is Rath Yatra. Next grade he comes to third grade, it is Rath Yatra. Fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, ninth grade, 10th grade. He has already attended 10 Rath Yatras. Prabhujis and Matajis, when he is in trouble, what will come to his mouth? Jai Jagannath. Right? When he is happy, what will come to his mouth? Jai Jagannath. When he wants to worship God, what will come to his mouth? Louder. Loudest. Jai Jagannath. That is how they do the Rath Yatra. And Rath Yatra starts with 800, 900 children standing in assembly, removing their chappal. Prabhus and Matajis, we want to do something for Srila Prabhupada. Small way. But this endeavor is like wildfire. That's the mercy of an Acharya. Don't think we are doing it. He has orchestrated it and it's going. It's like a spark that is now becoming fire. This year, we already have lined up 20 schools. Right? All glories to all Matajis, Prabhujis here. We're just making a list of Rath Yatras. We did 40 Rath Yatras as one community, 40 Rath Yatras as one community in those 9 days. This year we already touched 64 Rath Yatras. 64. Number is already there. And our goal, immediate goal, by 2029, we want to touch 108 Rath Yatras in Gachibowli area itself. Right? Can we all do that? Should we do that? Yes, we should do that. And together we can do it. No one person can do it. No one person can do it. As a together group, we can do it. And during those 9 days, we forget the world. We do Rath Yatras. Devotees are running from one Rath Yatra to another Rath Yatra. Last year, in 3 days and 6 days, I personally attended at least 22 Rath Yatras. I don't know how I went, where I went. Literally running, no sleeping. Get up in the morning, finish your rounds, run. And you have service. It's not like you're just going witnessing. You have some service. Somewhere I have to talk, somewhere I have to sing, somewhere I have to serve prasad, somewhere she, somewhere he. There were devotees who didn't even think that they are going to their houses. House was like a lodge. Just go sleep, get up, take bath, run. Right? We forget. And that is what Jagannath does. He makes us forget. Prabhus and Matajis, if we do this service, will we? Jayenge na? Do you have the faith or no? Let's do it. Let's do it. Right? We need all of your help. We need all of your help. Each one of these Rath Yatra in schools doesn't cost much. It costs around 25,000 rupees per school. That's the average. I'll tell you the breakup also. 5 to 7,000 rupees for taking the Rath and bringing it back. Another 5 to 10,000 rupees for prasadam. For 800, 900 children, drone prasad. Right? Another 5,000 rupees for gifts to all the teachers. One small Prabhupada book we give as a gift. And a small picture of Jagannath which they can keep in their houses. Prabhujis and Matajis, last year, almost we gave prasadam for almost 8 to 10,000 children. 8 to 10,000 children and teachers. Gifts more than I think 600-700 gifts. We packed here sitting, remember? We packed in this hall. Giving the gifts. And all those people are waiting for this year's Rath Yatra. And one school, initially they told, no, we don't have donations, we will not give donations. We only mobilize the funds. There are wonderful devotees who came forward and said, we'll sponsor Prabhu. 25,000 will sponsor. But this year we came up with another idea. You don't need to sponsor 25,000. You can even sponsor 5,000. And when you have to give? After 3 months you have to give. Not now. Keep 1,000 aside every month and give. Some devotees sponsored for 2 schools. Some devotees sponsored for 5 schools. Some devotees sponsored for 1 school. And this time we can also sponsor for half a school. Right? You can do your... And where is this money going? It is taking Jagannath to the schools. We don't have to... We can directly go and tell the school, we don't need your money. We just want to bring our Rath inside. And we want to introduce this festival to all of you. And one school who told you will not give money, I remember that school. You know what they did? They told every child, get 11 rupees from your house for the festival. 11 rupees. We didn't know this. So we went to the school, we did the Rath Yatra. After that, the principal comes and gives me a big thela. And I hold at the thela, top it went down. Oh, what is there in this? 10 rupee note and 1 rupee coin. It's rarely we saw that kind of notes, right? I mean, there were 800 students. Huh? You still have that change. And one other school, after the Rath Yatra, they said, there has never been a festival as beautiful as this. We want to sponsor the Rath Yatra. Don't worry about it. Tell us what cost here. And we use that excess money for giving even better prasad, even better decoration, even better experience. There is a principal who told this Rath Yatra has to happen in my school for the rest of my life. You just keep coming and doing it. So Jagannath tests us. He tested us. Wherever I went, and in ISKCON also I told many other leaders, I'm trying to do this. Who will allow Rath Yatra in a school? Because devotees have gone through so much backlash in the name of secularism, in the name of so many things. They keep giving up. But when we extensively endeavor for Krishna, then Krishna makes it happen. Right? And Prabhu's and Mataji's, sitting in front of all of you, as your servant, I am telling you, this Gachibowli Satsang, by the grace of Radhesham Prabhu, by the grace of so many other devotees, is a great inspiration for the rest of ISKCON world. And we are sitting in between a place which is making history. In Hyderabad, there used to be 2 Rath Yatras that used to happen, then 3 Rath Yatras max. ISKCON Mechal, ISKCON Secunderabad, ISKCON Abbots. Last year, we did, from Gachibowli Satsang, we did 40. And other devotees in other parts of Hyderabad were inspired to add. If he is doing, why can't I add? As Gachibowli and the rest of the Hyderabad, we did 60 plus Rath Yatras in Hyderabad itself. And in Ujjain, he's always Bhakti Prem Swami Maharaj, who's always looking for how to serve even more and more, like Bhakti Charu Maharaj. They looked at this model, what we are doing, and they went and told, Maharaj went and told the brahmacharis, why 1 Rath Yatra? Do 9 Rath Yatras. They did 9 Rath Yatras 2 years ago. And last year they did 20 plus Rath Yatras. And this year, every time Maharaj sends me a message, he puts more Rath Yatra and says, okay, this is my number. Do what you can. I mean, not do what you can, but he blesses us. He blesses all of us. And I always tell Maharaj, we are doing Rath Yatras on your behalf. These also are in your count only. So Maharaj this time told, we are doing 64 Rath Yatras in Madhya Pradesh. 64 Rath Yatras. Big, massive. He has created 9 teams of devotees, and 9 teams are going to different cities in villages and they're doing. Then what is our number now? 75. Right? Only to please Maharaj. This is a transcendental competition for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj is inspiring us, saying, keep doing more. Prabhu's and Mataji's, a day should come, like Ganapati is kept in every street should have Jagannath Rath Yatra. Every street. Hare Krishna Mahamantras will go into every street, everywhere, 9 days, the greatest, biggest festival, where Jagannath is going every little house, every little corner. Do you want it to happen or no? Nityanand Prabhu's prediction will happen or no? How will it happen? Jagannath will make it happen. The same Supreme Lord who predicted will come back and do it and make it happen in front of us. It has already started. Right? So we made a nice form. How many of you are there in Arattai group? Arattai, is the Indian WhatsApp that we are trying to promote. Right? Now I request Prabhuji, he is going to show you a form, he is going to place it there. We want all of you to think, we don't need any Lakshmi now. We are already doing our best for the Sai Baba temple and everything. Right? But this form is sent to you. You can contribute now, you can contribute next month, you can contribute after 2 months. You can think about how much you want to contribute. But every little penny will go into an ISKCON registered bank account, and our Sri Gopal Prabhu is our custodian. He'll make a separate list of all the sponsorships, and we will use it for doing Jagannath Rath Yatras in schools. Hari Bol, right? Yeah, so here is the form. Can you give me? I'll just introduce you to the form. Yeah. School Rath Yatra sponsorship. Right? I'll just show you the form so you know what it is. You all can see the screen? Okay, I think I will do like this. It's bigger. Yeah. Okay. So here is the ISKCON bank account. Let me wear my specs. Where are they? Yeah. So school, can everybody see? This form will be sent to you. Right? So here is the bank account detail. No, I like scanning. Here is the scanner code. You can scan. Write your name. I would like to sponsor School Rath Yatra. Yes or no? Yes. Very good. My name. Your name you can write. My mobile number. Sponsor for Rath Yatra. How much? Full Rath Yatra? Half Rath Yatra? Part of Rath Yatra. No problem. You can choose any one of them. And payment reference number if you have paid. If you are going to make the payment now, you can put it now. Otherwise, just leave it blank. You can write later. Payment date, if you have paid, you can put it there. Any school, I can try and propose. If you think you have a school near your house, small school, big school, government school, private school, IB school, local school, doesn't matter. CBSE, ICSE, state, doesn't matter. Jagannath only looks at all his children. Right? If you have a school, you want to try, we will give you this brochure next week. We'll make this brochure. We'll give it to you next week. We'll give you that video next week. You'll have a full toolkit to go to the school owners. And if you need any help, you can send a message in the group. You can send a message in the group and one of us will come with you to the school and help you how to talk and how to make it happen. Right? So we can, yeah. Hare Krishna. Yeah? It's come? Hare Krishna. Sorry, Prabhu. I should have been a little quick. Hare Krishna. Yeah. And then, any school I can propose? Yes, no, maybe also a click will call you. Right? I will give my contribution by now. You can click now and finish it. April 1st week, May 1st week, June 1st week, July 1st week, 5,000, 10,000, 25,000, anything that you want to give. Multiple Rath Yatras. Provision Mati, just imagine. Your one contribution will take Jagannath in front of 1,000 children. Right? That is the amount of impact this can make. And whoever is a Shiksha Guru, from whichever satsang you are belonging, right? You can write Dasas Prabhu's name, Arvind Prabhu's name, Sriyova Prabhu's name, all the devotees who are preaching. Everybody is Mahesh Prabhu's name, whichever, wherever, who is, or my name if you are coming to one of satsang. So we know through who has inspired you to do this or who are you connected to, and just submit it. Right? Are you all excited to fill this? Yeah? Do you want Jagannath to go into schools? Prabhuji and Matajis, if this endeavor is a success and if this goes to all the cities in India, there will be a time when more than 10 crore children will attend Rath Yatra every single year, Prabhuji. 10 crore children. Right? This is the way to introduce Sanatan Dharma. Right? And there is one more form. Right? Now this is this form. Can you go back to the messages? This WhatsApp? Okay. Now there is one more form that we will send it to you. This is called Jagannath Rath Yatra from 16 July to 24th July. 9 days when Jagannath is outside. During those 9 days only we do Rath Yatras. If you think you want to do Rath Yatra in your community or a school that you know, you can fill this form. And we'll come in touch with you. Mostly we do Rath Yatra in a place where we are preaching, where we have a regular class going on. But if you think you can organize it by speaking to the devotee, families around. Even 5 families come together, you can pull off a Rath Yatra. How much does it cost? Barely 30,000-40,000 rupees it will cost. Rath we already have. And I'll also tell if somebody wants to sponsor a Rath. We are coming up with medium sized Rath, big sized Rath we already have. We are coming with medium sized Rath, which might cost 50,000-60,000. And we'll let you know the exact cost. And one Rath that you sponsor will remain in your name, in your family's name forever. And it is being used year after year. That also you can do. Right? So I'll also send this form. This form is again, I'm just opening it. Is it getting opened? Yeah? Yes. So here your name, your mobile number, your Bhakti Rickshaw, wherever you're going, inspiring. Rath Yatra proposed in your community. Just tell the community name. Right? Have you done Rath Yatra before? Do you have any experience? Yes or no? And propose date. You can choose one of these dates. 16th se leke 18th, 19th, 20th, morning and evening till 24th. Just choose one of these. You can talk to residents. Approximate number of people are going to attend in your community. If there are 500 flats, at least 500 people will attend. If their families are there, 1,000 people can attend. Right? Is any program already local preaching going in your community? Is it going on or no? Typically 40 to 50k is the minimal expenditure. Can you raise it locally? Yes, no, maybe. If you are not able to raise it, we are there to help each other. Right? We will use the pooled funds. If there is anything left, somebody is not able to raise that much, we will try to make it work. Right? Prabhuji and Mataji, this is absolutely a voluntary thing. We are doing it for the pleasure of Gaur Nitai, for the pleasure of Jagannath. Right? So these two forms, I am requesting Prabhuji to send in the RTI group. He'll just copy it and send it. Please fill this. Please fill this. Again, next week also we'll do a little bit of Jagannath Leela. And we'll see how many of you are interested to sponsor these Rath Yatras, to sponsor and do this Rath Yatra. Are you all excited? We never thought we can do a Rath Yatra, but we should look at that A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who did Rath Yatra at the age, such a young age. He made a Rath, he painted a Rath, and he pulled the Rath. And he is the one who started the first Rath Yatra in San Francisco. And later on, the Rath Yatra was done in London. Right? So many places. Rath Yatra is happening. Today, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, every city in the planet is doing Jagannath Rath Yatra. And why every city? We are grandchildren of Srila Prabhupada. Within the city, we are going to do Rath Yatra in every street, in every community, in every school. So you can sponsor, you can recommend. Service is yours. It's there in front of you. You don't have the DTs. We have the DTs. We have many devotees who have DTs in their houses. We'll bring our Jagannath. I'll tell you one other specialty of our Gachibowli Satsang. Many devotees have Jagannath deities in their house, but they don't take them for Rath Yatra. It's not possible. In our Satsang, every devotee who has Jagannath in their house, Jagannath goes on Rath Yatra. Every year. There's so much demand. And to make it even more exciting, there are some deities who go on 6-7 Rath Yatras. 6-7 Rath Yatras, same deities. One house, no. Our Mataji, Prabhuji, Sri Gopal Prabhu and Priya Gopi Mataji, they have deities in their house. Last year, how many Rath Yatras went? All school Rath Yatras. Hari bol, 10 Rath Yatras. Prabhuji's deities were going. Right? So many deities are there. Big, small, all sizes we have. Right? So Prabhuji and Mataji, don't worry about deities, don't worry about anything. All you have to do is enthusiastically participate for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. Right? So thank you very much. Sorry, I pulled off a little, it went a little late, I started late. But my humble request to all of you, please extensively serve Krishna. Don't try to reserve yourself. The more you serve, the more we will get attached to Krishna. And 100%, 101%, Pakka 101%, 101% will go back to Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jai. Namaste Narasimhaya. Wait, sorry. Something else. Oh yeah, DT anniversary, Haribol. What are the DT names? Sri Nimai Nitai. So today is the DT anniversary. Nimai Nitai DTs are here. Sorry Mataji, I completely got spaced out. This is Keval Prem Mataji. Keval Prem Prabhu, Govardhan Prem Mataji. You know, will you both stand up once so that everybody can see? Hare Krishna. There is Prabhuji and here is Mataji. It's their DTs and they are serving them in the house, Gaur Nitai. And they want to celebrate the DT anniversary with all of us. And Pushpabhishek is also there. Hare Krishna. So, while we are doing, we can start keeping it ready. Actually, I forgot, we should have done Gaur Aarti today. Hare Krishna. But anyway, we will sing Narsinga Aarti. Sri Gaur Nitai ki! Right. So Gaur Nitai is the one who did Rath Yatra in Jagannath Puri. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to dance in front of the Rath, right? So let us all enthusiastically chant Narsinga Aarti and deities will be kept. You all can do Pushpabhishek. Yeah. Whoever is not in the Arattai group, Arattai is a software made by Indians as a replacement of WhatsApp. We are promoting it because we don't know what will happen to WhatsApp one day, right? But we want our Indian software to be promoted. Yes or no? Yes. So even if it's a little difficulty, we will use Aratai, and we are using Aratai. More than 350 people are there in Aratai in our group, Satsang group. So here is Mahesh Prabhu, our Madhav Charan Prabhu is here. Please get up. Please come to him. He will make you he'll add you into the Aratai group so you can find all these announcements. Yeah? And I've already sent the forms, bro? Yeah, the forms are already gone out for the school sponsorship and for Jagannath Rath Yatra. Next week, let us see how many of you have enthusiastically come forward for serving Lord Jagannath. Namaste Narasimhaya. Narasimha.